So here's a question for us involving fractions, percentages, and numerical methods. The first thing that we notice is that a percentage of salary is spent on rent. Then we've got a fraction of salary that's spent on entertainment, a fraction of salary that's on living expenses, and some key information here that the rest of the money is saved. We know how much money accounts for living expenses, so we know that this 3,600 accounts for a quarter of his whole salary. The thing that we're interested in is how much money was saved. So we need to find this amount. So to start with, we need to work out how much of his salary is spent already. And that is going to involve working out in total how much we've got here. The difficulty that we have at the moment is that we've got percentages mixed up with fractions. So we need to decide on a common language to talk in. Let's take this to start with. 30%. 30% is the same as 30 out of 100. Now I can very easily change my fraction of 2/5 into a fraction that's out of 100 by multiplying by 20. So here's my equivalent fraction. 2 times 20 makes 40. 5 times 20 makes 100. Next up is the quarter. A quarter of his salary is spent on living expenses. 1/4 into a fraction out of 100. Well, I know that 4 times by 25 makes 100. 1 times 25 is 25. 4 times 25 is 100. Of course, we should know that 1/4 is the same as 0.25, and 0.25 is, of course, 25% or 25 out of 100. Similarly, we should know that 2/5 is 0.4. 0.4 is the same as 40% or 40 out of 100. So how much money is spent so far? 30 hundredths are spent on rent, 40 hundredths on entertainment, and 25 hundredths on living expenses. So in total, that's 95 hundredths. Or to show as a calculation, we have this. So how much is left? If 95 hundredths have been spent, then there must be 5 hundredths left that have been saved. Now that's 5 hundredths of his total salary. And at the moment we don't have the total salary, but we do know what 1/4 of his salary is. If we know what 1/4 of the salary is, we know that we can multiply that by 4, or add the number together 4 times to find out what the whole salary was. So our whole salary was £14,000 400. I'm interested in finding 5 hundredths of 14,400. So my calculation is to do 5 hundredths of 14,400. Thinking to myself, I want to find an easy way through this. I think it might be easier first to divide by the 100 to leave me with 5 times by 144. Again, there are lots of different methods that you can take from here, some people choosing to do grid method, etc. Okay, doesn't matter which one you pick. As it's my favourite, I will choose grid. 5 times 144, and I get 500 plus 200 plus 20, making a total of £720. So how much money was saved at the end? £720. Not easy.